Have you ever trusted someone so completely, only to have them shatter that trust into a million pieces? Today's story is about Jaxon and Skylar, a couple everyone thought was perfect. They had been together for 5 years, building what seemed like a fortress of love and mutual respect. Jaxon adored Skylar, seeing her not just as his girlfriend, but as his future wife, the mother of his children. He supported her dreams, celebrated her successes, and was always her biggest cheerleader. He believed their bond was unbreakable. But as we all know, sometimes the strongest-looking structures have the weakest foundations. The first crack appeared subtly. Skylar started working late more often. Her phone was always on silent and face down, and the intimate spark they once shared began to fade. When Jaxon asked, she'd blame it on stress from her new project at work. He wanted to believe her, he really did. But a nagging feeling in his gut told him something was wrong. Trust is a powerful thing, but so is intuition. Jaxon decided to do a little digging, not because he wanted to find something, but because he desperately hoped to prove his fears wrong. He started with the simplest thing, their shared phone bill. He scrolled through the numbers, his heart pounding with every line, and then he saw it. One number called and texted dozens of times a day at all hours. It wasn't his, it wasn't her mom's, and it wasn't her best friend's. It belonged to her work colleague, Mark. The same Mark she had mentioned was just a friend, the one she said was helping her with the big project. The late nights at the office suddenly made a sickening kind of sense. The fortress Jaxon thought they had built crumbled around him in an instant. The confrontation was explosive. Skylar initially denied everything, calling him paranoid and controlling. But when Jaxon laid the phone records on the table, the truth came out in a flood of tears and flimsy excuses. She hadn't meant for it to happen. It was a mistake. She still loved him. But the words were hollow. The trust was gone, and for Jaxon, without trust, there was no love. He asked her to pack her bags and leave. The silence in the apartment after she left was deafening. Jaxon was heartbroken, lost in a sea of betrayal. For weeks, Jaxon was a ghost. He barely ate, slept even less, and replayed every moment of their 5 years together, searching for signs he might have missed. The pain was immense, but slowly, something else started to grow in its place: anger. Not a destructive, chaotic anger, but a cold, focused resolve. He realized that wallowing in sadness wouldn't heal him. He needed to reclaim his life and his power. Skylar had taken his love and thrown it away, but she wouldn't take his future. Revenge wouldn't be about hurting her. It would be about building a life so amazing that she would forever regret what she lost. Jaxon poured all his energy into himself. He hit the gym, started eating healthy, and reconnected with friends he had neglected. He threw himself into his work with a new passion, earning a promotion he'd been putting off. He picked up old hobbies, learned to play the guitar again, and even started traveling. He was becoming the man he always wanted to be, not for Skylar, but for himself. He was building a new fortress, one built on self-love and resilience. About a year later, a mutual friend's wedding brought them face to face again. Skylar, who was still with Mark, looked shocked. The man standing before her wasn't the broken person she had left. He was confident, happy, and surrounded by people who clearly admired him. He was thriving. Jaxon simply smiled, offered a polite hello, and walked away, leaving her with the stunning realization of what she had thrown away. His revenge wasn't a grand, dramatic act. It was simply living his best life, proving that the end of their story was the beginning of his. Sometimes, the best revenge is your own happiness. Thanks for watching. If you've ever been through something similar, know that you have the strength to rebuild stronger than before. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.